Alright, Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Shalom Yahweh Shemar Alathun by Hashem Yahshua, so brothers and sisters. Alright, all of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right, God's chosen people according to the Bible, right? This is the ISUPK, right? Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started on 1 West 125th Street, right? Harlem, New York. Under Commanding Jerry Hanum, right? If it's not the ISUPK, it's not the truth, man. I hate to break it to you, but it's the flat out truth, right? If it doesn't come from the ISUPK, you are not gaining anything. You're not gaining that fruit that Christ is trying to provide for you, right? He's not giving you that knowledge, the truth, the hardcore truth, according to the scriptures, right? And this, what we do is we go from line upon line, here a little, there a little, right? And we break the scriptures down to give you a good explanation, a good breakdown of what it's speaking about, right? And for today's topic, also too, I want to also ask, if there's any questions, I'm open, I'm open the floor for any questions, let anybody know, like, if anybody has any questions, any specific scripture that you're trying to get a breakdown on, make sure you type it in on the comments section, right? We'll get that we'll get that scripture broken down to you, all right? Just so you all right, so we're gonna get started, all right? So this class, like, specifically is for a brother who's coming in, out of the world, coming into the schools, right? And also not only for them, right, but also for brothers who are in the school and still struggling, with their family members, trying to be in the school, right? Because once you hear this truth, it's like, it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful, it's sweet, but to digest it, but to actually go through it, right? It's like bitter. Right. It's like hard to swallow, right? It's like that medicine, right? You remember being a child, your mama I remember being a child and being told, oh, drink this lemon with honey, right? And my grandma would make that lemon. It was like, that lemon and honey, and it was just sour. She would put some herb in it. I forget what it was. I believe it was a timid, or I forget what it's called. It looks like a potato.
Oh, turmeric?
I think that's what it's called.
It's turmeric.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
That it gives it a nasty taste. That's how it is. It's like, it's gonna cure you, right? It's supposed to cure you, right? It's supposed to help you out. You got a problem, right? You want to have that out of your system, right? But guess what? It's this right here, this medicine, this truth that we give to our people, right, is going to heal you. But the problem is because the flesh might be stronger than the spirit. It might reject the truth, right? Say that one more time. Because your flesh is stronger than your spirit, it might reject the truth, right? Don't be like those Christians who love in word but not in action, right? Who do all this talk but don't back it up, right? Who love the world, right? They love the world. What does John, right? The book of John 2:15, I believe, right? Or is it 1 John 2:15, right? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If ye love the world, then the love of the Father is not in you, right? You love the world, right? You love the things that come from the world, like holidays, right? You love the eating of the swine, getting it together with the family only during Christmas, right? Getting together with the family only during Thanksgiving, only during when the oppressor allows you to get around with your family. That's what you love, right? You love, the the wealth of America, right? Their riches, right? What do I mean by that? I mean you love their festivals, their money, right? The American dream, right? That's what you want. That's what you love because that is in the world. But you don't the dream of America is not the same dream that the Most High has for his children,
That's right.
right? He wants his children to escape this oppression, man. He wants his children to be saved. He wants his children to be what? Holy unto him,
That's right.
right? To the Most High has severed you from all these other nations because you are his children, right? You are his special children. Israel, Yashua Allah in the Hebrew, right? You are God's chosen people, man, and you are to live a different way, a different lifestyle than these other nations, man. These nations don't get the promises. These nations, they have their inheritance. They have what, their blessing, right? They have their blessing, but guess what? The covenant was made with us.
That's right.
We got the what? The promise. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Our forefathers they were promised. They were promised that the Most High will be with them. No other nation will be. The Most High will not be with any other nation, man. Right? Let's get. Let me get. Let me get First Peter's 5:8. Right? We'll start there.
Okay, it's the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Right. Be sober, be vigilant. Understand that. Right. Be sober, be vigilant. Right. To be sober, right, to watch out for danger, you're going to have to drop the blunt.
That's right.
You're going to have to stop smoking weed and stop smoking cigarettes, right? You're going to have to stop smoking crack. Look, man, I walked into, I was eating at Jack in the Box, man. I don't know who thinks smoking pills is sweet, man. I went to the bathroom. The brother was smoking in there. I didn't know. As soon as I go in there, it stinks. Have you ever smelled like burned pills? Like it stinks like tar. It smells like tar. Some say it smells like burnt popcorn, but it smells like tar. You know what tar is?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. What they pour on the street. If anybody has ever smelled that, it smells like burnt tires, tar, burnt pop, anything burnt. It just stinks that much. I almost threw up the first. Like I went in there, I was like, nope. I was letting it air out. I went back in. I was like, I almost threw up the second. I was like, no, no. I had to leave. I had to leave because it was just so disgusting. And I don't know, like Salaki, but you have to be on another level of oppression to be smoking that. Like that is just disgusting. It is, man. It is disgusting, man. And you need help. You really need help. You can't see that your addiction is killing you. Like it makes it's putting holes in your face. Like your face is peeling. Your skin is peeling.
Right.
You see, man, I talk to these brothers and sisters when they come up to the truck, right? When we are in a lunch break, right? They come up to us asking for either for change or for a pen. It's like, oh, do you got an extra pen? I was like, well, what would they need an extra pen? Like, come on, like I was in the world, so I know what they need the extra pen for, right? So, nah, I can't, right? So, man, be sober, be vigilant, right? If you are gonna be watching for danger, you have to be sober, man. You have to be what? You have to let your mind clear out from all of that, all of those demons that are around you. Why? Because you're gonna get distracted. You're gonna get distracted with what? With your lust. right? With your lust of smoke or with your lust of whoredom, you're gonna be chasing whores, or some of you dogs, right? You're gonna be chasing dogs, or you're gonna be a homosexual, man. You're gonna be a homosexual. You ain't sober, right? You ain't sober, and guess what? Guess what happens when you sober? When you ain't sober, right? The devil may devour you. The devil is gonna destroy you, man. Our oppressor will destroy you, right? The Most High has created evil in this world for anyone who breaks the least of these commandments, man, and teach men to do so. Your Christian pastor is not telling you to be sober. The only thing he tells you is be happy. Come in here. Let's sing. Let me touch your forehead, or let me wash you with what? With water, right? Let me wash you with water, right? But I guess they never heard of Ephesians 4:26, right? Washing you with the water of the words, right? Telling you the truth, la verdad, telling you the truth about what you are doing, chastising you, right? Correcting you, because who he corrects, he loves, and that's how the Father is, man. And guess what? Your Christian pastor has no love for you. That's why he doesn't correct you. That's why he lets you do whatever the hell you want to do. He lets you, continue in what? In sin. Right? Give me Proverbs 1:21. Go ahead.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Right, and fools hate knowledge. Why do you hate knowledge? Because you hate being corrected. You hate instruction, right? You hate being told what to do. Right? Keep going.
Verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. Verse 25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof.
Right.
I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
Right. When your fear cometh, right? I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh, right? Because you didn't want to be what? You didn't want to be sober, right? You were what? Impatient. That's what you were. You were impatient. You rushed to what? To fulfill your lust, to feed your flesh, right? You were a what? You were a slave unto sin. That's what you are, right? You chose to be a slave unto sin. You rather, sin against the Most High rather than to be on the right side of the Most High. Now the Most High is going to mock you. The Most High is going to laugh at you, right? Laugh at your what? At your calamity, right? And mock you when your fear cometh, right? You don't got no protection from the Most High now, right? You chose to be what? Buddy with your, you chose your, some of you will choose your wife, your kids, right? Over this truth, man. Some of you will choose your mother and or your father over this truth, man. Understand this, man. When you come in here, you're gonna grow, right? You're gonna grow and you're gonna have a new family. What did Christ say? Behold, my mother and my father, right? These brothers in here, these brothers in here will be more of a brother, more of a sister, more of a friend than what you've had in the world, man. And thanks to Commander Jerry Hunter, man, because this Commander Jerry Hunter has showed brotherhood, real brotherhood, and has taught us about how to be brotherly one to another. We force that in here, man.
Right.
Believe that. It is for, we have councils, we put everything in place to make sure that no brother has a problem with one another. That we are what? Gathered together. Because as far as we see in this world, we are not desired. So guess what? The blacks and Hispanics need to come together. The blacks and Hispanics need to come together and love one another, man.
That's right.
Right? The Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans, so like the Dominicans and the Haitians need to come together. Right? They gonna come together and learn how to be brotherly to one another, man. Right? The North American Indians and the so-called Negro are gonna come together, man, and we're gonna love each other and not fight with one another.
Right.
Why? Because we are brothers. We are brothers in the flesh, and we suffered the same issues in this world under this oppression, under this oppressor.
Right.
I just seen a video of a sister who just had her baby, 2 days old. 2 days old, the baby is, and she was forced to give up her child to what? To CPS. And the cops came and made sure that happened. That CPS lady, she called the cops, made sure that she had to give up the child. Right? Imagine that. Imagine you carry this child for 9 months, and boom, you give birth to this child. And on the second day of this child, of talking to the child, being with the child, loving the child is stripped from your arms, man.
Right.
Stripped from your arms while you are trying to take your child home, take him to his new home, take him to his new family. Man, that is sad, man. That is sad. And that's the trauma that we face in America, man. And guess what? It's like that that scripture, right? You will be stripped of your child, right? I'm paraphrasing, right? The curse, right? You will be stripped of your child, and you will you'll basically want to help, and there will be no power in your hands. There will be no power, man. As a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Con 28 and 32.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Man, go ahead.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
And there shall be no might. Look, man, there was no strength in this sister's hand, man. This sister was, basically forced with what, 3 or 2 cops.
Yeah.
One of them was holding her by the neck like a dog, man. Like a dog, man. This is what they do to our brothers, our sisters, our children, man. That child almost flew out as the cop was trying to take away the child. The sister wasn't trying to let go. And I don't blame her. And then the cop out of the nowhere forcefully with aggression grabbed that child and almost that man, I feel that sister's pain. I don't know, man. That sister had so much. She was very she was trying to calm herself down. Like, I don't know. After that, she was trying to calm herself down, because she knows of what happens when you're dealing with the devil. He may devour you, man. understand this, man. Our people need to come back to the Lord, man, so we can separate ourselves, so we can leave this captivity, man.
That's
I
right.
don't know about you, but I'm tired of seeing shit like this, man.
That's right.
I'm tired of seeing my brothers and my sisters fall in the hands of our enemies, man. Seeing my children die just because they wanted to go play outside. How wicked is that, man? How wicked is that? We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. And we need to come back to the truth. And it's here, man. It's here in the ISUPK under Commander Jerry Hunter, man. We give you this truth, man. We let you know. We let you know what the solution is, man. Separate yourself from the enemy, man. And another thing too, don't compromise with nobody, right? Which is this topic, right? Don't compromise with your family, man. Your family will try to make you have a, what do they call, like a loop, right? Make you basically trim your ways to seek love, or better yet, they're gonna bring a shame that brings forth sin.
That's right.
Right? That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna put you to shame so you can go against the Most High, just so you can celebrate a birthday once a year. Someone who you're never gonna talk to, someone who really, in actuality, hates you for doing better than them. So guess what? They're gonna try to make you go low as them. Be base. Be what? Be simple. Be what? Simple-minded. Be a fool. Thinking that they love you. By what? By giving you a gift on your birthday and you accepting it. By what? By giving you a present that's under that tree. By what? By inviting you to a Thanksgiving. By inviting you to a quinceañera. By telling you what? Here, happy birthday. And you what? What's your reaction? Thank you? Is that your reaction? You weak, man. You weak. And guess what? You need to come in here, man. You gotta stay in here. Keep coming to these classes, man. It's gonna help you, man. I'm not look. It's a high time awakening. Most High, the scripture says the Most High will come like a thief in the night, man. Or it's like Christ is gonna come like a thief in the night. You don't know the time. You can see and you can look outside and look at the time that we're living in and understand that we are in the last days, man. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's something we all pray in here for. We pray to leave this captivity, man, because the fall of one kingdom is the rising of another. Edom shall be the last. It's like the falling of Edom's kingdom is the rising of Jacob's. It's the rising of Israel, of blacks and Hispanics, man. Imagine that. When you get to rule, when you don't have to what? Be afraid to be what? Black? When your child doesn't choose the what? The black child as an evil child, but chooses the white child as an evil child. Chooses a what? That understands that our oppressor, that image, right? Caesar Borgia is not their God. Understands that their God is black, that their king is a black man, right? That blacks and Hispanics are gonna come together, man. Imagine that. Imagine when blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, so-called, right? The so-called Puerto Ricans, the Haitians, the Dominicans, right? The so-called North American Indians, right? The First Nations, right? Imagine when we all come together and we rule this world, right? This earth. In what? In righteousness.
That's right.
under the Most High, man. The people are gonna rejoice, man. Everybody's gonna be rejoicing that day. Everybody, even Moabites, even the Moabites are gonna be rejoicing, man. Why? Because they're not gonna get COVID anymore. They're not gonna get any. They're not gonna bring Ebola anymore. There's not gonna be no such thing as another what? If you hate, you know, for all you that hate, what are those called? Shots, right? Guess what? Because in our kingdom, we're gonna be ruling, and there's gonna be what? Nothing but righteousness. You're gonna be taught the dietary law. And guess what? You won't have to get a COVID shot. You won't have to because there's nobody eating bats. There's nobody eating what? Monkeys. There's nobody eating unclean things, right? An unclean beast and causing a pandemic. Go ahead.
It's like, if I could, a lot of these diseases and viruses stem from doing things that the Most High's law says that you can't do. Like, for instance, like then HIV/AIDS, homosexuality is a sin according to the Most High, so it wouldn't be no AIDS, it wouldn't be no COVID because of course of the dietary law. Swine flu killed so many people, but if it had been for people understanding how to deal with pig and not eating pig because of the Most High's law, it would have never been that.
Right. That the high blood pressure too, that heart disease too, right. Man. You wouldn't have to suffer. You wouldn't have to go through suffer that. But because of the devil, right, giving you so much freedom to run freely in this world, being either a homosexual or eating whatever the hell you want to eat, right? Man, the devil puts swine in almost everything. Every little thing he can put, he can think of. Anything that he can in candy, in every little thing, man. Just so you can be unclean, man. Just so you can go against the Most High, right? Same thing that was going on, right, in the Maccabees, right? Forcing our people to eat swine, right? Forcing our brothers, our sisters to eat swine, and so many of us died from that, from keeping the law. We died from keeping the law. Now, you just do it willingly. Why? Because you don't know the Most High, man. Because you don't know your God. You know what you know? You know your oppressor. You know your master. You know your slave master. That's what you know. Right. And you are a slave unto him, man. Because you love him. That's why you need to separate yourself from this world, man. Give me Matthews 10 verse. Actually, keep going, Salaki, on Proverbs. Yeah, Proverbs, Salaki. Go to Proverbs 1 verse 27.
Book of Proverbs chapter 1 verse 27. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
But what?
I will not answer.
Go ahead.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Right, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Keep going.
For that they hated knowledge.
Right, they hated knowledge. Go ahead.
And did not choose the fear of the Most High.
Right, did not choose wisdom, man. They didn't choose wisdom. They didn't choose the fear of the Most High, man. They chose what? They chose flesh. They chose what? They chose to be simple, man. That's what they chose, right? They chose to be in the world. They chose the world, man. That's what they chose. They chose their friends, man. You choose your friend, you choose your loved ones, right? Rather than the Most High, you're gonna be destroyed just like the world is, man. You're gonna suffer the same death that the world suffers, right? You'll find evil. That's what you'll find. You'll find evil. And guess what? Con. Yeah. And if I could get a water too, shut the water. Right? You'll find evil, man. Why? Because you chose the world rather than the Most High. You didn't choose the love of the Father. The love of the Father wasn't with you. So because you were impatient, right? That's another thing too. You cannot lose patience in here, man. Talking about how the Most High is gonna come and return, right? Don't ever lose your patience on that. Endure to the end, right? Endure to the end, right? Like Revelations 2:26 says, right? And he will give you power over the nations, man. Christ will give you power over the nations. I don't know about you, but I want that. I want to rule over these other nations and teach them a lesson, right? Teach them a lesson that they will never forget. Why? And guess what? We don't have, when we are in rulership, we don't have to rape anybody, man.
That's right.
Right? We won't be disgusting like they were, immoral like they were. Right? That's the beautiful thing about this Bible, man. That there's even laws of how to govern, how to govern the slaves, right? How to be over the slaves, right? The proper way, right? It doesn't mean, because I know there's Israelite groups out there that teach that as soon as we get the kingdom of heaven, guess what's going to happen? Oh, now we get to rape white women. And that is disgusting. How the hell are you going to rape a white woman?
Right.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. It's going to be perfect, just the way it is in the Most High's kingdom, right? In the Most High's throne, Slakia. It's gonna be perfect over here. We're not gonna be raping no white women.
That's right.
You're not gonna be raping nobody.
That's right.
For that matter, right? You're not gonna be raping no children, right? You're not gonna be doing nothing. You're not gonna be doing no wicked thing under the sun. This kingdom is going. When the kingdom comes, that's when we're gonna have to enforce the law, right? We're gonna be the ones enforcing the law, just like they enforced just like how they enforce what's that thing in the stop and frisk, right? Just like how they did all the stop and frisk, the three strike rule. Just like how they did all these things, right? Just like how they just like how they did all these, they made these laws and obstacles for us to be oppressed, right? Guess what? We're gonna have obstacles. Imagine having, redlining for white communities, right? For to push all these, dogs out of our communities. Imagine that. Imagine when you don't get hired, right? Because of what? Because you're an Edomite, right? Imagine that. Imagine you don't get hired because you were an Edomite. Now see how now we get to see how much you build yourself up, since they say slavery's in the past, get over it. Right. Now, in that day, we'll see how fast you grow. You pick yourself up from what? From your bootstraps. Just like they tell us, right? Get over it. It's in the past. Right. We'll see how well you do then. Right. Go ahead.
Like I was gonna say, and they already don't do that very well at all anyway. They still every September 11th. They have a whole memorial for 9/11. Every December, I think 13th, and that's when they do Pearl Harbor Day. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Remembering Pearl Harbor, remembering when their naval base got bombed out of hell by the Japanese. They don't do a really good job of forgetting things.
They
You know what I'm
don't,
saying? So,
man.
but they expect us to.
Right. They will never forget about, you know, the pain that they suffered or that their enemies put on them. Right. They'll never forget that. But guess what? As for blacks and Hispanics, it's like something that is pushed on us to forget. Not only from, so-called white men, right? But all these other nations as well, right? Even the Chinese, right? The Chinese, the Arabs, every single one. They'll 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 tell you how you need to forget, forgive, and forget, right? But yet they won't forget about what Osama bin Laden did to them, right?
Right.
They won't forget what these other countries, the things that they, you know, the pain that they brought upon them. But we have to forget about uh, the the slave trade. We have to forget about the lynchings.
Right.
Oh no, we have to forget about the 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 brothers and sisters in Charleston
Right.
that Dylan Ruth, murdered. Right? The judge will tell you, oh well, we need to learn how to forgive,
Right.
and we need to learn how to forget. Right? Like out of his own mouth, he was telling the people in Charleston, you need to learn. It was a tragedy. Yes, it was horrible what happened to them. Right? It was horrible what happened to these families. But let's learn how to forget. And let's learn how to forgive. Right? While he's getting rewarded with a burden. While they put a vest on him,
Right.
acting like he's in danger. But my family, my children, my brothers and sisters, what do we get? Right? Who do we call? Right? Give me Matthew's 10. Actually, just for time says, go down to verse 33.
Verse 33. But it's like Proverbs chapter 1, verse 33. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely,
Shall what?
shall dwell safely,
Go ahead.
and shall be quiet from fear of evil.
From fear of evil, man. You won't be scared of death, man. You won't be scared of evil. Why? Because you know what to do. Because you listen. Because you are a good child. You are a good child. And because you are a good child, guess what? You don't have nothing to fear. Right? Imagine that. Imagine you come from home. Your mother tell you, your daddy's coming home. Right? Now there's two ways you can you know you can take that. One, oh man, what did I do? Man, did he find out? Right? Did he find out? Oh man, what's gonna happen? Even waiting for that time for him to get there is like your imagination grows and grows on what he's gonna do to you. Right? But because what? You are a good child, guess what? You ain't got nothing to worry.
Right.
You don't sit down. I mean, you did your homework. You did, you ate everything in your plate. You washed your own dish, right? You did what you were supposed to do, right? You did what will make your father proud.
Right.
You didn't do something to shame his name, to put a stain on his name, right? You didn't do nothing like that. But you did something that will actually show that you are your father's child. I don't know. This child is beautiful. I mean, this child is good, man. Look, and that family has a good reputation because look at this child. Look how this child, moves. I don't even gotta tell him to sit. I don't even gotta tell him to be quiet. I don't gotta tell him nothing. I don't have to raise my voice. This child does everything I tell him to do. Right? You will dwell safely, right? And shall be quiet from fear of evil. You don't have to hear nothing. You don't have to hear about the death that the world goes through, right? You won't go through that. You won't go through that in here, man. You don't go through the death of what a wicked drug addict goes through. Overdose, goes through so much, like, man, destroys his own soul by belittling himself to get what he wants, by destroying it. But he does everything in his the thing that an immoral person would do just to fulfill his lust. Same thing that a rapist would do, a homosexual would do, a drug addict, a drug dealer, a liar, a thief. And guess what? Evil will come to you, man. And guess what? The Most High is gonna mock you. He's gonna laugh at you. You're gonna go, well, what? You're gonna be like R. Kelly, right? For molesting all those children, and you're gonna be crying like, why, man? Why? Right? Crying and saying, this and that. Why? Because it's real now, right? It's real. Now you woken up to a what? To a nightmare. You woken up to a nightmare thinking that, first it felt good, right? It felt good doing whatever your flesh was telling you to do.
Right.
But now that you woken up, right, to reality, to the truth. Oh man, now it's a horrible thing. Now you're gonna get your ass whooped in there. You're gonna get your ass whooped in prison. Right? And that's evil, right? That's an evil thing that's gonna come to you. Right? That's how you stop wicked sinners. That's how you stop, homosexuals and thieves and liars. And that's how you stop. Right? That's how you stop a predator. Right? A child molester with evil. If you don't show them about the evil or teach them about the evil, man, he gonna continue doing what he wants to do. Why? Because you're not showing about the evil, right? Give me Matthews 10 and 34.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother.
Right.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth, right? I came not to send peace, but a sword, right? Understand this, man. When you come in here and serve Christ, you don't go through a lot of, battles, right? Battles of every little thing, man. Whether it be, are you in a cult, or what's another one? Battles of multiple wives, battles of you a racist group, or you racist, or battles of every little thing. Every little thing, anything that you can think of, right? You're probably going through a battle right now, right? The reason why I say that is because when you are a Christian, you were comfortable with not battling. You were a Christian, you were comfortable with, oh, you know what? It's nice in here. Give me a tambourine. Let me beat on that tambourine, and let me stomp my feet and sweat all this all that coke out and all that weed out, that alcohol, everything, right? Sweat all that, all that wickedness that you did the night before, right? That's all you get. Like that's what they make you do, right? That's what they make you feel like, right? When you serve when you serve Christ, right? Because they don't require you to change, right? They don't require you to bleed. They don't require you to change, and change is a hard thing for a Christian, right? For some Christians believe that Christ, because the Most High made you, right, perfect, right, made you, because the Most High is perfect and doesn't create no mistakes. You just came in this world perfect, and whatever you do, it's like it's like whatever you do. It's like, I'm trying to paraphrase what this brother was saying to me, right? Go ahead, Pride.
Also, like if I could maybe try to
Go ahead.
because a lot of Christians say it, right? God made me this way. You know what I'm saying? So because
Right.
God made me this way, He doesn't make no mistakes. So a lot of Christians they say, well, if I'm a drug addict, God wanted me to be one. So it's like I just know that's a lot of Christians say that. But I was just gonna say, like the way that you titled this class is excellent because it's titled "The Battles That You Face When You're Coming Into the Truth." And like you just said, in the Christian church, there ain't no battles in there. Like that's all good energy and it just feels great. You get to bang a tambourine and sing. You get what I'm saying? But you don't learn how to battle in there. So I thought the title that you picked today was excellent because it's the battles that you face when you come into the truth. That's how you know you came.
Right. Another thing too, that when you're in the world, you get an egg. I always say this, right? Because a lot of Mexicans do this, man. I don't know what the hell it is with that egg, but it's just like that egg cures a lot of your bad aura or something like that. I don't know, like the bad things, the curses, right? It clears off all that curse energy or whatever you want to call it, right? All that curse is in that egg, and when you crack it, you lay it inside a cup, and then you leave it there for I don't know how long, right? But you leave it in there with some vinegar or some water. I don't know what they put in there, right? But they put something in there, and on that egg is all that curse. Now you could get to go to the club the next night and do all the hoeing and feel good about it. You feel good about what you're doing. You feel like your conscience is just not, it's just clear. You feel all right with what you're doing, right? When that is evil. And then the next day when you wake up pregnant, right? You go to the abortion clinic and you go there with heartless, right? Not thinking that what's inside of you is life. What's inside of you is a child, right? Planned Parenthood tells you, oh no, it's whatever they say, right? Whatever BS they be feeding to you, right? To you weaker vessels, right? And they tell you about how it's okay, just pay this fee and that, and we'll basically take away all your problems and this and that, right? When that is evil, that is wrong. What you're doing is wrong, right? What you're doing is evil according to the Most High, to the Lord, right? Now, it's going to take, now, if you did that before, right? If you did that before and you hearing this now, don't do that anymore, right? That's the truth, right? Don't do that. Don't go back to the abortion clinic. Don't open your legs for any other man other than your own man. Sex is marriage. See how simple that is? Sex is marriage. So whoever you sleep with, that is your man for life, right? But they don't teach you none of that in the Christian church, right? They don't teach you none of that, right? Keep going. Read verse 35 again.
Come. Matthew chapter 10, verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right. Look, man, you in your house, you a man, like you coming into this truth, man. You gonna fight with every single one in your home, whoever you live with, right? It could be your mother, your father, right? Your brother, your sister, your wife, right? It could be on your wife and your children. You gonna fight with your children about we not celebrating Christmas this year, right? You're gonna fight with your children, and then you're gonna have to fight with the mother, right? You're gonna have to fight two battles in one house, right? How you are not like you putting your foot down, and we're not doing that, right? We're not doing that, and that is it. And you go into the scriptures and you teach them and you let them know about you give them Jeremiah, right? The cutting of the tree and everything, right? The workers of the worksmen, and they deck it with silver and gold. You give them all these scriptures, right? You give them the scripture. If you dealing with a wicked woman who loves to smoke weed, oh, we're not gonna be smoking weed no more. And you give them the proverbs, right? What is it, 7:16, right? Ungodly man diggeth up evil, right? You give them all these scriptures, and you let them know. You let them know, like, nah, we're not doing this no more. But the first thing you have to do is you have to get sober, right? You can't be a hypocrite. You can't be the one telling them, no, we're not going to do this. And then they see you still what? Still, basically, they see you stumbling in your own words, still stumbling in the same thing that you're saying. In one note, you're saying what? We're not going to eat pork. And then another note, you know what? We'll allow it this day. No, you can't. You have to be full in. What did Christ say? Right? You cannot be lukewarm. I'd rather you be hot or cold, or else I will spew you out. I will spit you out. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. If you're gonna be in this truth, you're gonna be in this truth, man. Understand this. We don't take this like a joke. This is not something you need to take. Sorry, this is not something you take lightly. You need to take this serious, man. This is truth. Brothers have died over this, man. Brothers, like literally, brothers have died over this, right? So this we don't take no joke when we tell you these things, man. That's why it's a serious thing when you come in here, man. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Right. And man's foes. Right. First of all, before we go, right, variance, right? What does the word variance mean? Go ahead.
Like a difference.
A difference, right? Like the definition for variance is the fact of, so like the fact or quality of being different, right? Inconsistent, right? Meaning not staying in the same place, right? Not staying in the world, right? Or what? Separating yourself from the world, right? A man's variance, right? When you separate yourself from the world, when you stop being part of the world, when you stop smoking weed, when you stop, giving your woman Valentine's gifts and presents, when you stop giving those horrible children, gifts every Christmas, and then man, they gonna start fighting you over it. They're gonna try to what? They're probably gonna kick you out, right? They're gonna kick you out, right? What did Paul say? I believe it was Paul, right? Actually, let me get it real quick. Where it says, I'll count everything lost. Slack it. Hold on, let me get it right. Slack it. Let me get it right. Give me Philippians 3:8. Philippians 3:8. And then we'll come back to this. Right? Because understand this, man, you're gonna lose a lot of friends and a lot of people that you love that you thought that were real with you. But when you start telling them about the truth according to the Bible, man, it's gonna be like you evil. Like you wrong. When they're evil and they're wrong. They're the ones sleeping with, other brothers' wives. They're evil for what? For telling you it's okay to smoke weed. They're evil for what? For telling you, man, it's just pork. What are you talking about? Making it like it's not a big deal for eating pork. Like making it seem like it's okay to eat pork, right? Making it seem like it's okay. Look, it's just weed, right? A sinner will make every type of excuse just to continue in its own sin, in their own sin. Why? Because they are slaves unto that iniquity, right? Into that sin, right? They're like in bondage, right? Mentally, they're destroyed. There are there's two ways to be a slave. One is physically, right? Second is mentally, right? Mentally meaning it's like it's like any crackhead, right? It's like it's wrong, it's destroying you. You've gone to the hospital like 7 times from overdose, and this hit can be your last, and you want to stop, but you just don't know how. That's another type of a slave. You a slave to that sin, because it keeps you joined, right? It keeps you up because that demon is so strong. You don't have the tools to fight it, man. You don't have you don't have no one to lean on, man. You don't got like you don't got nobody to help you with it, right? You go to what it was called, the oh man, I just had it right now. You go to probation, nah, not probation, rehabs, right? You go to the rehabs, and it's like you thinking that they're gonna help you. Oh, they give you a token. Oh, I'm 1 day clean. Oh, I'm 2 day clean, right? 3 day clean. Now, oh, you gotta come back. I hear some people they only go there just to have a place to sleep, just to have a place to go to sleep because everybody kicked them out, right? They go to the rehab facilities, right? And they just go there just to have a place to sleep. And then when they're all like when they feeling better, they go back to the street, and guess what they do? They get hooked up back on that drug, on that addiction, right? So really, that's not helping you. That's really not helping you, man. You know what you need? You need some tough love. That's what you need. You need some tough love because what? Because your mother has a lot of what? A lot of love for you, but not that love that a father would give you. She doesn't have that love that a father would that a father would give you, that you need. You need that father to be hard on you, to teach you about what? About responsibilities, about moralities, about honor, about loyalty. Teach you about what? The morals of the values of a man, or a woman, right? Teach you the values of a woman, right? Give me that real quick. Philippians 3:8.
Come. is the book of Philippians chapter 3 and verse 8. Slacky. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach, my Lord.
Right. Keep going.
For whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung.
Right.
That I may win Christ.
Right, man. Understand this, man. What you want to do is you want to count every little thing. When you come in here, you want to count every little thing as nothing, man. Everything that you gained in the world, right? All the friends that you gained, all that, all those, all that weed you had, everything. Like, man, I remember. Imagine having a bag of weed, right? Or I don't know. Some of you be planning a growing some weed in your house, right? And for a pothead to grow this weed, be patient with this weed, and to have it grown to where it's bringing out buds, and hear this truth, and imagine you have to throw that out, it's gonna be painful. If you a pothead, you know what I'm talking about, right? You go through that, right? You go through a pain where it's like, man, I gotta throw all my, my bongs away. Imagine how much a bong costs. Like it costs some of them cost like thousands of dollars, man. That's crazy. Look, that's crazy. Yo, bong. What else? The hookah, right? Yo, hookah. The the thing with all the spaghettis, right? Man, some of them have like four different. Like, man, that shit. It's like that thing costs like $400, even more. It's like from, I believe it's like 300 and up, or something like that, right? Like, you get all that, and it's just like, man, all this I have to throw away, right? Sometimes, not only that, sometimes you have to grow out your beard, right? And your job requires you to what? To keep it clean, right? Or sometimes you might lose your job because you are what? You growing out what the Bible calls a badge of honor, man. Right? You growing out that beard, man. And it's a badge of honor, man. You should grow it out, right? Make you look like a man, not like a little boy, right? Not like a child, right? Sometimes too, what you'll probably lose your woman. You'll probably lose your family, right? You'll lose your family, that daughter, right? You'll probably lose your daughter or your son, right? You'll probably lose your son and be like, man, this boy, man, I loved him so much. You grew up with him. You thought that this family, right? Because you see how your family was living, and you see the situation that you were living, the relationship that your father and mother had, and you were thinking, man, I'm never gonna be like this. I'm never gonna be like this. I never want to be in a situation like this. So now it's like you a deadbeat if you leave your child, right? You a deadbeat if you leave your child, right? Give me I'll find it. Right? The world makes it seem like you a deadbeat if you leave your child, this and that, because you don't want to take care of your child, and you just you just basically a deadbeat, right? It's what they constantly say, right? Give me a second. Right. So they'll tell you constantly that, you a deadbeat, even your woman too. Oh, you just like the rest of them, right? You just like the rest of them. Um, go ahead, leave me, I'm used to it. Basically trying to shame you of what you doing and this and that, or I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, or slack you. They'll they'll basically, hold on. Give me a second. Go ahead.
Are you looking for that scripture where it says like to stand to their courtesy?
Con.
Okay,
Yeah, I was trying to look for them. Yeah, Praga is on it, man. He know exactly what I want. Right. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 33 and verse 20. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee,
right. As long as you live and have breath in you, meaning every day, all the time. This should be all the time. Go ahead.
Give not thyself over to any.
Don't give yourself over to any. Meaning what? Don't be weak, man. Don't be weak and have, like, basically belittle yourself, right? Just so they can have just so they can be just so they can be happy, right? Go ahead.
It's like in verse 21. For it is better that thy children should seek to thee.
Right. For it is better that thy children seek to thee. Go ahead.
Than that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy.
Right. Then thou shalt stand to their courtesy. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 22. In all thy works, keep to thyself the preeminence. Leave not a stain on thine honor.
Man. You'll know what that is when you go through it, right? And look, take it from me, man. Do not leave a stain in your honor.
That's right.
Don't do something, right? Don't teach your children what a coward looks like, man.
Right.
Right. Don't teach your children what a coward looks like, especially under that wicked woman. That wicked woman will destroy the hands and the feeble knees. Right. Give me that real quick. Right. I'll probably close it out with this. Right. Give me Ecclesiasticus. First, give me Ecclesiasticus 26 and 23, and then we'll go to the other one. All right.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 26 and verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
Right. You a wicked man, right? You a wicked man. You get, and you trying to get a woman, right? The reason why you getting this wicked woman is because you got this woman based off of your lust, based off of what you were watching every day when you were lusting, right? Every day when you opened up a OnlyFans account or whatever, right? That's what you going after. That woman will teach you how you chose wrong, right? How you weren't right. Why? Because a wicked woman is given to a portion to a wicked man. You wicked. That's why.
Right.
You wicked. So therefore, you're going to get this woman. Right? It's like, you don't deserve a good woman. You deserve what you get. Right? That woman was basically there for you. Right? Now she's going to destroy you more than you already are, man. Right. She's going to destroy you more than you already are. Keep going.
But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Most High.
Right. You obey the Most High. Right. You serve, you serve the Most High. You listen to instructions. Right. You listen to the counsel of the men in the ISUPK. Then you'll get a righteous woman.
That's right.
You'll get a righteous woman. But you have to keep the counsel that the men in here give you, man.
That's right.
Give me Ecclesiasticus 25 and 23.
Come. That's why you want to. Ecclesiastes 25 and 23.
Come.
Come. The book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage.
A what?
Abateth the courage.
Right, keep going.
Maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
A heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Right. Like I said, you don't want that stain, man. You don't want that stain in your honor. Now, because of all that, loud mouth talking, right? All this whole you ain't shit, this and that, right? You're never gonna do, you never. She might even tell you something like, "Oh, you're never gonna find nothing better than me, right? You'll never find someone like as loyal as me. This and that, all that BS, right? Right? Get you 10 more better than her.
That's right.
Right? Get you 5 more, 3 more. Get you another 2 more better than her, right? But if you're a wicked woman, it's like a wicked man, you're gonna get yourself a wicked woman.
Right.
If you're a wicked man, not only that, but if you're a weak man, if you don't know how to control your own woman, you don't deserve to get another woman.
Right.
Right? You're weak. A woman like Israel, right? Our women are lioness. They're gonna test you, and if you don't pass that test, man, then you teach her what the scripture says. You teach her a bad. How's it go? You teach her like a bad habit.
Right.
That's what you're gonna give her. You're gonna give her a bad habit because of what you let one time let go. That one time, it's not gonna be just that once. It's gonna continually come through, right? It's gonna keep on coming through. It's gonna keep on being brought up. Oh, baby, it's my birthday, right? And now, because it's her birthday, and how much she feels like you have to value, because she feels like she should be valued on this day. It's like, man, now you're gonna have to go to war. You're gonna have to go to war because you don't celebrate birthdays, right? Now, because you don't celebrate birthdays, it's like you're gonna have to fight. Now, the thought about that, right? Now, the thought about fighting of a battle, right, with your woman, sometimes it can get you tiring, man. It gets you tiring. But in here, you can never get tired.
That's right.
You can never, not one day can you sleep on a battle, right? Not one day can you sleep on a battle, man. What does it say? What do we always say? No coward, no excuses. You can't say you tired. You can't say you're tired. Why? Because you can't let the wrath go down on the slide. You can't let the sun go down on your wrath, man. You gotta work this out, man. You gotta figure out how to, get along with your woman. But at the same time, you're not gonna compromise your God.
Right.
You're not gonna be the one to lay down your sword. I don't know. It's either your woman is on top and ruling over her house. Either she has the pants or you have the pants. Either you're the one, leading and she's following, or she's going to be the one following and you're going to be the one leading, right? Showed these brothers a video. I don't remember if I showed you guys, but there's a video of this one brother, right? He goes up to, it's Issachar, right? He goes up to the brother. He's like, "Do you want another beer?" And then he looks to his left, like, his woman's right there, right? He looks over to her for approval,
right? And
she nods, no. And he looks back at him and is like, the answer. It's no. Because what mama says, baby has to listen.
Right.
You a child, man. You a child and you don't deserve another woman, man. You don't deserve to get another wife. Why? Because how you gonna jump into another relationship when the one you have right now, you can't even control.
Right.
Right? You let all types of, things slide through. Right? Go ahead, read that again.
Come. Book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
Right, making a heavy countenance. Right, constantly. This brother, man, like, look, this brother can't even go to slavery. He can't even go to his own slavery and feel like a man when he walks out of his house. Why? Because this woman is destroying his, it's a heavy countenance.
Right.
Right. He can't even sit down. Like, imagine this. Imagine you going to an interview. Who's gonna want to interview you? Who's gonna want to sit down with you and be like, yeah, you hired. I like your energy. I like your positive. I love your energy. When you're like,
right.
I know how to do this. Yeah. And your head is constantly down like this. When you talk, you can't even talk. You can't even stare. You can't even hold a stare. You can't hold a conversation eye to eye with another man. Because why? Because your woman has beaten it out of you, man. Has destroyed your spirit, man. Keep going.
Middle of 23. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
Right. A woman, a wicked woman, right? It's like, what's that say again?
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress,
right,
maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
A woman that will not comfort her man in distress, right? Imagine that. Imagine your man doesn't have a job. Now he needs to be comforted, right? How's he gonna like I said, like, how is he gonna get a job when you ain't shit? You ain't this, you ain't that, you just no good. Man, you a bum. You a bum, you a dumbass. Dumbass, right? You a dumbass. That's who you are, a dumbass. Right? Now she ain't comforting you. She just, she's just making you weak, man. Right. You're weak in your hands and you're in your knees. What do you need your hands for? To work, man. To work. You need to make sure your house is protected, right? You protect your house. You need to make sure everything's good. A roof over your head, over your family's head. A plate on the table. That's how you feed your family. But a woman, man, that wicked woman, because of your wickedness, that's what you chose. You chose the lust over the spirit, man.
Right.
You chose a wicked woman. You chose to fulfill your own lust, be selfish, rather than now you're gonna find out what it means to be selfish, right? Because what you see in that woman is a reflection of you, man. Oh, that woman is what you gonna get, because you wanted a what? You wanted you wanted a Kardashian. That's what you wanted, right? You wanted a Kardashian, or you wanted a WAP, right? You wanted a Megan Thee Stallion, or a Cardi B. This is what you're gonna get, man. You're gonna get a woman that's gonna make you weak. It's gonna destroy you, right? Don't get yourself into that situation, man.
Right.
Give me my favorite scripture real quick before we go. Give me James 1:4, man. James chapter 1 verse 4. Go ahead.
It's the book of James chapter 1 and verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Man, let patience work her perfect work, man. Well, what's the perfect work that patience will give you? Man, you don't feel the desire to that you need it. I need that. No, you don't need it. Just be patient. You'll find out it'll go away. Just like when as soon as you get it, it's like, nah, this isn't what I really needed. this isn't even what I wanted. I don't feel it, right? Like some of you brothers will find out the hard way, right? As soon as you go and sleep with that woman, you're gonna find out, man, god damn. It's like all that lust that was filled inside of you is gonna be drained out after you busted in that female, and you just gonna be left with nothing but regret, with nothing but like disgust. It was like, oh man, disgusted with yourself as you should, right? You're gonna be disgusted with yourself, telling yourself, man, like what was I thinking? What did I do? Man, I didn't even use protection.
Right.
Now you just like, man, I didn't even ask her, it's like, I didn't even ask her about, how many men has she been with. I didn't ask her about, is she with another man? Now, her man is blowing up her phone. Now you just like with regret, like, man, what did I get myself into? You see her children come out of the nowhere, and you just like, God, she got 3 kids. She never told me this.
Right.
she got a whole village in this house, man. She got so many a kid that all of them don't even look alike. They're probably from different baby daddies. Now you gonna be in child support. Now you're gonna be another now you're gonna have another fatherless child and a woman on child support. That's what all that is gonna be running through you. You're just gonna be in fear. After all that lust, at first it felt good, right? At first it was good chasing that tail. But now when you get it, it's just like your heart is beating fast. It's just like boom, boom, boom. It's like, and it's beating faster and faster because of the decision that you made, of the regret that you made. You don't want to get that. You don't want to have that regret. That's why it's very important that you are patient. You are patient. Not only that, but you are, what's the word? You are disciplined. You are very disciplined. And in here in the ISUPK, we teach discipline in here, right? Discipline, man. Look, we're gonna have Hebrew Academy coming up. We're gonna teach you a lot about discipline in there, man. A lot about discipline, right? Understand this, man. Don't rush yourself into a regret that you cannot get out of, man. Right? Don't play with harlots. Right? Don't play with a whore. Right? Don't play with a dog, especially a dog, man. Right. Don't play with no other. Like, get yourself a righteous sister, right? Get you a sister, but before anything, get yourself right, man. Get yourself in these classes and learn, right? Learn about the evil that's in the world so you can avoid it, man. Learn about the evil of the world and dwell safely, right, on the right side of the Most High, man. By how? By changing your ways. Change your ways, and you'll see. You'll see, man. It's gonna be that medicine. It's gonna cure you. It's gonna cure you. You're gonna what? You're gonna be able to, walk right, talk right. Everything about you, your appearance is gonna be glorious in the sight of the Lord, in the sight of the Lord, man.
That's right.
It's gonna be beautiful, man. And that's what Commander Jerry Hana does, man. He breeds men.
That's right.
Men, right? No cowards, not no half-ass, not no, lazy, a sluggard, right? Men who are willing to die for their own, willing to give up their life for their brother, for their sister, for their family, la familia, man. And with that, I pass the class over to Priest Officer Barack.
These are ISUPK security announcements. With the ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. These are the rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes, Lock it. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only, and they're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to that brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which that brother and sister will court each other, and after that 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from their head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. The word tithes means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give it to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. Priest funds, which are free will offerings for the priest, they are not mandatory, but they are whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets, the Memorial of Blowing of Trumpets coming up in September, this next month coming up. Also, make sure if you come into the physical school location, GPS the school, even if you know how to get here. That'll boost our stats on Google. Visit the school's website, meaning type in ISUPK Arizona on your Google, and then click website, right? Check us out. Also, make sure if you haven't already, post a review of the school on Google. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, make sure you start wearing all black. That includes black boots, black shirt, black pants, and black headband or scarf. All right, with that, get a teacher a courtesy salute. Menaviz Ramayim, which means to stand. Amayim Shabbat, Amayim Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Yahweh Shem Thug.
Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.